Welcome back. January 10th, National Bittersweet Chocolate Day. Now what do you do with bittersweet chocolate? You're not just going to pick up a bar of bittersweet chocolate and bite into it and eat it. It's kind of nasty, I think. Anyway, some people like it, just not my thing. But bittersweet chocolate and a cookie? Oh yeah, that's going to work good. Let's see what we need for today. Okay, and here's today's ingredients. 2 cups of flour. 1/3 cup of cocoa powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 2 sticks of unsalted butter, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1 large egg, a teaspoon of vanilla, 5 ounces of bittersweet chocolate chips that I processed to make a little bit smaller in a food processor, hazelnuts, 1/2 cup, and 1.5 cups of powdered sugar. Alright, so as you see, we have all our stuff laid out here. Now usually when you do a cookie or something, baking wise, a lot of times there's a couple different steps that you got to do. This is one of them as well. So what we're going to do is take our flour, okay, put it in a bowl. Doesn't have to be a very big bowl. I'm not going to put that much in yet. Your flour, your cocoa, your baking powder, and your salt. We're going to put that in one bowl, and we're just going to kind of whisk it together. Alright, next we take our handy dandy KitchenAid mixer here with the paddle attachment if you got. Take your 2 sticks of butter that have been left out so they're softened, because hard firm butter is not really going to work well. So take your 2 sticks of butter and your granulated sugar, put that in our bowl, lock it down, mix that up till it's creamed real good. Alright, so that's been mixing for about 2 minutes, so it's a nice consistency that we want. Now we're going to add our 1 egg, and we're going to add our vanilla. Okay? We're going to mix that up till that's all incorporated. Now once you have your butter mixture ready, your butter and your sugar, and it's mixed together well, now you're going to start adding little by little your dry mixture, your flour, your cocoa powder, baking powder, and salt that we mixed earlier. We're going to start adding that to our butter mixture in our mixer. You just want to add it on a slow speed, a little bit at a time. Let it get really incorporated. I wouldn't dump the whole thing in there all at once. Alright, so we got our stuff mixing. Our dry went into our wet ingredients, and that's just about blended now. So now we're going to add the last 2 things. Your chocolate, okay, your bittersweet chocolate, and your hazelnuts, your chopped hazelnuts. We're going to put that and mix it just until it's combined through. We don't want to just keep beating it and beating it. We just want it to mix in those last 2 ingredients, okay? Alright, there it is. Our bittersweet chocolate cookie batter. Now, I laid out a nice piece of plastic wrap. Who can guess why? Well, if you've been following along since day 1, this was one of the tips that I told you about in the first day. This is one of those recipes that you got to make the dough, wrap it in plastic, and stick it in your fridge for about a ½ hour. So I hope you didn't preheat your oven. I know I didn't. We're going to put this in the fridge, take it out later, and then we'll assemble our cookies and bake them later on. But this has to go in the fridge for a little while. Hope you were following along. Alright, so our cookie dough is out of the refrigerator. It's nice and firm. I have 2 lined cookie sheets here with some parchment paper. And what I'm going to do is, I'm going to use my little cookie scooper here. I'm going to pack in my dough and then pop them out, just so they're all uniform and they're in the same basic amount, so you don't have all different size cookies. Okay, so we're going to do that and line them all out, and then I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so then once you have them all down and you have all your little scoops of the batter, what I'm doing is taking a little glass, just a little glass, and I'm going to kind of press them down a bit, just so that way they're a little more flat when they bake, so they don't bake up like a ball. I want them to kind of spread out and be more like a cookie. which is what they're going to be. Okay? So just go around and do all of those. Alright, so once you got them all pressed down into these nice little discs, what you're going to do is take them and just toss them in your confection sugar. What this is going to do is when you bake them, it's going to give it like this nice crackled kind of look, I think. That's what the picture was anyway. Then we're going to take these, put them in our 325 preheated oven for 8 to 10 minutes, and then we're going to see what they look like. Back in a few. Alright, it's time to take these bittersweet chocolate cookies out and see what we got. Ooh, wow. Those puffed up nice. Still got some nice sugar. They're starting to crack on the top, which is what the picture showed. Sometimes when you've never made anything before, you got to go by the picture to judge if you're doing it right or not. This looks just about right, just the way the picture did. So what we're going to do is put these on our cooling racks, let them cool down, and then we're going to try some of these. I'm going to need to get a big glass of milk for this. Alright, now for the taste test. Got my glass of milk, and here are our nice bittersweet chocolate cookies. Alright, let's see if they're all they're cracked up to be. Still warm. Wow, that's a good cookie. Now the thing is, let me just tell you straight off, they tell you you're supposed to have all this powdered sugar at the beginning. All that powdered sugar, you don't even need that much. What they said to do after the fact, after you take them out of the oven, and they're hot, is to dust them again with powdered sugar. There's still so much powdered sugar on them from when you roll them in it before you put them in the oven. It's kind of overkill. Like, I guess unless you like a really, really sweet cookie, and you want to make it even sweeter, but with the sugar that's in it, I mean, you put sugar in the cookie itself, you put sugar on the outside of the cookie. How much more sugar you want? Anyway, really good. Came out really good, and they're still warm. I mean, I couldn't wait. Grab my glass of milk and figured, screw it, I'll just have one while it's still hot. Anyway, that was Bittersweet Chocolate Day. Try these, you'll really like them. And they weren't even hard to do. Just remember that tip about not preheating your oven until that dough comes out of the refrigerator. Alrighty, see you tomorrow.